Hello and welcome back. We're so glad you're here today. Come and join the Young Toddler group as we interact and play. My name is Tamika Reese, and I'll be your guide through these virtual visits. This month's theme is friends, and this week we're going to talk about friends in our community. So let's remember we were talking about the different sign languages, the language that we could use to help our children express themselves non-verbally. So our sign for this month is friends. So it's friends. So we interlock our fingers one into the other. Friends. Can you do it with me? Friends. All right, let's get started with our greeting song. So let's start. Everyone's here today. Everyone's here today. We are so happy that everyone's here today. Everyone's here today. Everyone's here today. We are so happy that everyone's here today. Hooray! So let's remember we're going to use this song to have our children come in and get focused. So we're going to use their name. And we're going to say, I'm Miss Tamika. So I'm going to say, Miss Tamika's here today. Miss Tamika's here today. We are so happy that Miss Tamika's here today. I'm pretty sure everyone's getting the hang of this song. We've been using it over and over because repetition is a way for children to learn. So when you do something over and over again, it helps your child to remember and learn and take it in. So we're going to make sure that we talk about all the people that are in the house that are doing the activity with you. You're going to say their name in the song to make sure that everyone comes together and they're welcomed and we're ready to begin our activity. So our song for this month is The More We Get Together. Remember, we're going to have signs that go with this song. So this first sign is more. Then the next one is together. Our next sign is happy. So, you ready? Say, and then I'm sorry, we have more signs. The next sign is your friends and my friends. All right, let's get ready to sing the song. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. One more time, let's try it again. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. All right, great job. I want to share with you some of these photo cards of some friends in our community that help us. So the first person I have is a mail carrier. What does a mail carrier do? They bring us our letter in our mail and they bring it to us in our mailbox. Another person in our community that help us is a doctor. A doctor has helping hands. They help us keep healthy. And another person is a nurse. They also help us keep healthy, make sure our bodies are working well. Another friend that helps us is a veterinarian. So the veterinarian makes sure that our pets and animals are safe and healthy. Wow. Here's another person. This is a police officer. He's a friend that helps keep us safe and make sure that everyone is abiding by the law. Wow, who is this? Another person that keeps us safe, it helps us, is a delivery. Maybe Amazon, you might have seen them come to your house to bring packages. And we really use them during this time to make sure that we can have all of our things in a timely manner. Another person that helps keep us safe is a firefighter. They fight the fires in our community. Another friend that helps us in our neighborhood is a garbage driver. So they pick up the trash and they help keep our neighborhoods looking nice and clean. So we're going to make sure we put our trash where it belongs so that they can come and help collect it and put it in its proper place. So those are our friends in our community that help us keep safe and healthy and clean. This week's book is entitled Community Friends. And remember, when we are reading to our child, we're going to start labeling the parts of the book. So this is the front of the book, this is the spine of the book, and this is the back of the book. So this is our book. It's called Community Friends, and it's in English and Spanish. So we're going to talk about the different friends that we can find in our community that help us. So, first friend is our firefighter. What does the firefighter do? A firefighter helps us keep safe from fires. If there is a fire in your neighborhood, they come and they put it out with the different materials that they have. So there's different things on this truck that help support a firefighter fight those fires. Our next friend that helps us is a police officer. So the police officer, you might see them around driving in their cars. They have walkie-talkies to help them communicate with one another. And they're also there to help keep us safe and to make sure that people are abiding by the rules and the laws of the land. Our next friend that we have in our community is a teacher. And who is a teacher? A teacher is someone that you can find maybe in a school or a university, or maybe even with like our home visitor that comes and helps, and they educate us so that we can be smart and help us direct us in our learning. Another friend that we find in the community is a mail carrier. So what a mail carrier does, they help put the mail in our mailboxes, and they use a mail bag to carry those letters from one place to the other to make sure that we are able to communicate with our friends and the other friends in our neighborhood. Another person that help keep us safe is a doctor. So things you can find when you go to the doctor, maybe like they might work in the hospital, or another thing that can be associated with a doctor is the ambulance. The ambulance is the car that brings you to the hospital when there's a medical emergency. Another person that helps keep us safe is a nurse. And the nurse assists the doctor. They might come in, they can take your temperature, they use a thermometer, or they might use the stethoscope to help hear your heartbeat. So another friend that we find in our community is a veterinarian. That's a big word. So what a veterinarian is, it's an animal doctor. So the veterinarian helps keep our pets safe. So this veterinarian helps different animals like the dog, the horse, or this other little doggy down here, or maybe your cat, your bird, any type of animal. This veterinarian can help keep our animals safe, and they give them the shots and help support us as we take care of our animals. The end. So there are many friends in our community that help keep us safe and keep us from harm. This week's activity is entitled Puzzle Box. So the developmental topic that we're going to focus on this week is cognitive. So when your child is solving problems, they're trying to find the correct object to insert in its opening. So you're going to help your child while we're doing this activity. Don't just step in and show them how to do it, but when they're doing the activity, give them a chance to figure it out. Give them the opportunity to struggle, because within that struggle, that's how we are able to make different decisions and think in order to change what we do to get a different result. So, just a brain tip: when your child plays with simple toys over and over again, he will find it easy to find the correct opening. The child's brain is physically changing and is making connections to permanent objects through repetition. So remember, it's important for you to repeat these activities again, because that's how our children learn, through repetition. So our parenting behavior for this activity is nurturing. So it's good to allow your child to have some quiet time to play independently. Solving problems by themselves help them give a sense of satisfaction. So when your child is able to work through a problem. So maybe it could be like doing a puzzle or trying to stack some blocks on top of one another. And when they're able to work on this problem through trial and error or cause and effect, then they're able to, it helps them, and when they are through satisfaction, as far as being able to say they did it and they're able to do it by themselves. So for this activity, you're going to need several things. Our first thing you're going to need is a shoebox. You're going to also need some scissors, maybe some crayons to help the child get involved. You're going to need different shapes. So here I have like the different squares. Also, you're going to need a toilet paper tube. Or you can use, if you don't have that, you can also use paper. So with the paper, you can make the different shapes. And you're also going to either need tape or glue, whichever one works best for you. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your shoebox and you're going to turn it upside down. And you're going to trace the different shapes. So here I have a circle. So I traced the circle here. And then I also have the square. So I have a square for me to trace. And then I have like the paper one. So whatever shapes you're going to use, you're going to take it, you're going to trace it, and you're going to cut it out. So when you're finished, you're going to have a product look similar to this. It's going to be like a shape sorter. So you're going to have your shape, the shape that you trace, you cut it out, and then you'll have that hole for your child to explore with. So if you want, you can use the crayons to help the child have a sense of ownership of that project. They can color the box however they might want, or like we use the construction paper to cover it to make it look nice and uniform. So with the paper, you're going to, whatever shape you have, like for this one, we already had the actual square. But since if you don't, or if you aren't able to have any like a toilet paper tube, we actually use paper. So what we did with the paper, you just took the paper, it was just a plain strip of paper, and then we used tape along the edge to put it all together. As you can see, there's tape holding it all together so that it can make this circle. And we went with a big circle, and we have an actual little circle, and then we also have the square. So with this one, say all it is a piece of paper taped with a square. And also, if you don't have a shoebox, you could just actually do this on a piece of paper, a plain piece of paper, to make the shapes for your child. So you're going to invite your child to come play with you, and you're going to allow them to figure out how to get the shape into which hole. So this is going to come through trial and error. So your child is going to try to put it inside of one of the shapes. Oh, it doesn't work. So you're just going to continue to encourage your child till they finally find the shape. And they're like, oh, yay, you did it. You found the hole that it goes into. And in the beginning, it might be a little difficult because your child might get frustrated. But just continue to work with them, encourage them, use trial and error. So if one shape doesn't work, you move on to the next. Then sometimes you can try it. You see this one didn't work, you gotta move on to the next hole. Does it work here? It worked, yes. So just remember with this activity to be patient with your child and actually give them the opportunity to work out the problem, because when you step back and just watch them and observe them, you can really find out some interesting things about your child and their resilience and their tenacity to learn different skills. This week's parent-centered development is entitled Helping Your Child Make Transitions. Transitions are a part of your child's everyday life. Many times during the course of the day, your child has to stop an activity to begin another one. Sometimes these transitions are made by your child's choice, but oftentimes they are not. During this year of your child's life, it is especially difficult for your child to start making these transitions. Your child is learning how to control their emotions and react to the changes in their routine. But it takes time for these skills to develop. So the key is to plan and to be patient and help your child to become more comfortable with these transitions as your child's grow. So to help your child be able to transition from one activity to the other, it's important to give your child time to transition. So you can't avoid every time that a child is going to crash or have a tantrum because they have to transition from one activity to the other. But the key is to plan extra time for the transition to help both you and your child. So you can talk to your child and give them a warning about what's going to happen next. So give them like maybe like a 5 or 10 minute warning that, okay, in a few minutes we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z. So for an example, if your child is watching their favorite TV show and it's time for you to go pick up their older siblings from school, it's important for you to be like, okay, Sarah, you're gonna have 3 more minutes of watching your show, and then we're gonna have to put on our shoes so we can get ready to go. And this will help your child kind of understand and process what to expect next. And it's also important for you to follow through when you're giving these verbal warnings and cues to help your child be able to learn how to move on from one activity to the next. You can also establish a routine to help your child expect what's going to happen to day occurrences or things that are going to happen weekly. So you can plan a bedtime routine to help your toddler quiet down from playing an active routines. Or you can set a routine for daily transitions as far as getting dressed in the morning or coming to the table to eat in the morning. So having these routines set throughout your day is very important for your child to be able to transition from one activity to the next. Another thing you can do is sometimes it's helpful for you to take an object from one activity to another. So if you're at grandma's house or whatever and it's time for you to go home, you can be like, okay, mom, it's time for us to go home, but we're going to take this stone with us so that when we come back next time we can make sure we bring it back with us. Another way you can help with a child with transition is to use things like songs and rhymes to help with these activities. So you can have like a special cleanup song or to help put their toys away, or a special lullaby that you sing before bed that helps soothe your child and bring them down and understand that it's time to move on to the next activity. And that's kind of like the importance of the welcome song that we do in the beginning of the video when I tell you to say like, everyone's here today. And it's kind of help transition that your child into understanding that, okay, it's time for learning time. It's time for us to sit down and we're going to do an activity together. So in this, just observe your child's temperament. Watch your child to see what kind of reactions they have to the changes in activities and routines, and then to just be observant what helps to make your transition smoothly so that you can refer to them and use them again next time. The family well-being for this week is healthy breathing at home. Help prevent asthma, keep your home smoke-free. Why is it important? Children should not be in a place that where there's smoke. Your home should be smoke-free at all times. Second and third hand smoke can trigger asthma, but you can't avoid it. So what is asthma? Asthma is a condition that causes swelling and narrowing of the airway. Asthma can cause chest pains, tiredness, and make some people wheeze or cough. Some of the things that you can do to help your child. It's important for you to help your child with asthma to have a smoke-free home. Because smaller children are still growing, secondhand smoke is even dangerous for them than it is for adults. Children are hospitalized more for asthma more often than any other health problems. Um, Children with asthma miss more days out of school than children that do not have asthma. If your child has asthma, breathing in secondhand smoke can cause more severe asthma attacks. So remember that chemicals from tobacco smoke, third-hand smoke, can stay in the air and in your clothes for days or weeks at a time after putting the cigarette out. Third-hand smoke is never safe. If you have any more questions or concern, you can talk to your pediatrician to to help you or others quit smoking. I want to thank you for spending this time together with me. It is always a pleasure and a joy doing these videos, helping you and encouraging you in these learning activities. I look forward to all the fun things that we're going to do together. Just notice I have some few announcements. I will post the flyers at the end of these videos, and if you have any more questions or concerns, go ahead and contact your home visitor.